I watched 4 more body horror movies, and I watched them in this particular order: The Ugly Stepsister, Together, Color Out of Space, and Are We Not Cats? And I'm gonna rank the films from what I thought the worst was to the best, but to be 100% honest, I could interchange, like, basically all these films. I had a hard time ranking them, and if you asked me what order I'd put them in, like, a couple days, it'd probably be different. It's also important to know I was hoping to watch Night of the Creeps for this video, but I didn't, so I'm hoping to watch that when I make a part 3. I don't know when I'll make a part 3, but it'll, probably be a little while. I think the worst film I watched for this video was Together. Years into their relationship, Tim and Millie find themselves at a crossroad as they move to the country, abandoning all that is familiar in their lives except each other. With tensions already flaring, a nightmarish encounter with a mysterious, unnatural force threatens to corrupt their lives, their love, and their flesh. Okay, I know a lot of people like this film, and I'm glad for people who do, but I personally don't think the film was that great. I think my biggest problem with this film is how underbaked it felt. There were many things in this film that were introduced into the story and never felt close to being paid off. It's hard to get into these specifics without spoiling, so I can only say so much. Something else I found pretty disappointing about this film was the body horror. I might just be an absolute crazy maniac, or I just came in with the wrong expectations. But either way, there wasn't enough body horror in my opinion. I was hoping for more, and I was hoping, maybe a little more graphic, a little more disturbing. Also, some of the moments that I really wanted to see were off screen, which was kind of frustrating, honestly. There was a cool design, like semi towards the end. In third place, I put The Ugly Stepsister. In a fairy tale kingdom where beauty is a brutal business, Elvira battles to compete with her incredibly beautiful stepsister. She will go to any length to catch the prince's eye. Okay, I think this film was just a film that wasn't for me. I thought the setting was pretty, but this film was far too sexual for my personal liking. I wish that more of the sexual content was implied. I understand why this might not bother others, but I just personally wish that the film's nudity was more implied. I did make some timestamps, so if I ever do rewatch this film, I can skip those scenes. I'll leave them in the description if you want to use them. Chances are you probably won't, but I'll leave them there anyway. Also, you might call me a lunatic, but I found the body horror in this film a disappointment. I probably shouldn't have gone into it thinking it was going to have a ton of body horror, so it's probably honestly more my fault. Like, don't get me wrong, there are some body horror scenes, and some of them, especially one towards the end, are nasty, but I wish there were more. And there's a scene specifically that I wished wasn't off screen. I do think this film has things to say about unrealistic beauty standards and the extreme lengths some people will go to look what they consider perfect. This film also shows the problems with obsession, specifically obsessing over a person. I do respect this film, but I can't say I really enjoyed it. In second place, I put Color Out of Space. The Gardner family moves to a remote farmstead in rural New England to escape the hustles of the 21st century. They are busy adapting to their new life when a meteor crashes into their front yard, melts into the earth, and affects both the land and the property with a strange, otherworldly color. To their horror, the family discovers this alien force is gradually mutating every life form that it touches, including them. This film has a pretty setting and some really cool visuals. At the beginning of the film, I like the family. As the film goes on, I didn't care for them as much. I already knew of one of the iconic scenes. I do wish there was more body horror in this film, but I went in kind of knowing there wasn't probably going to be that many scenes. I also just couldn't take Nick Cage very seriously towards the end because he kind of sounded like Donald Trump. And in my number one spot, I put Are We Not Cats? Two strangers spark romance through their unusual habit. This is a really strange, weird film, and I'm not fully sure how I feel about it. The body horror in this movie is very light. Like, there's barely any. It's also a strange film that just explores subjects like relationship dependency and untreated mental illness. The way it does that is very weird, and to be honest, I didn't pick up on what it was saying, if it was saying anything, until I researched the deeper meaning of this film sometime after watching the film. I would recommend going to this film blind, but expect something strange. The film is pretty short with a runtime of under an hour and 20 minutes, so it won't take you long to watch. This film also felt kind of dirty, like someone needs to shove it in a washing machine or something. I put this film in first place as of right now. It's my favorite, but I could see it changing quite a bit the more I think about it. Okay, those are my thoughts. I think I learned to go into body horror movies with less expectations when it comes to how much body horror is in that particular film, because I think I get a little disappointed. I would love to know you guys' opinions on these films. And with that, bye.